Hi, it's Lipstick Elle. Thanks so much for watching today. I wanted to do an update on all the products I have purchased recently in the last couple of months. I've had a chance to try and I want to give you my thoughts on them. And I will say there are a couple of things here that I bought, some that I haven't used and some that I've only used a handful of times. Oh, when I say that, it just goes, oh, you spent money and then you didn't really try it. That's terrible, but let's talk about it. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's go. All right, so I'm sure you've seen all of these if you've watched my September favorites. These shadows, the Jackie Aina palette, the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, and I feel like this one's too pretty to not show you what it looks like. And then the Kathleen Lights So Jaded palette. I feel like all of these are really, really good. Let's talk about I love the Jackie Aina palette because since Jackie really wanted pigment, she got pigment. Now, I'm really fair, especially compared to who I think the target audience was for this palette. But I will tell you, the only two shades I haven't used in here are these two purple shades right here. That's like the first time my fingers have touched them. I love the rest. I love this shade Ginger. I love these more metallic-y shades here, these two guys at the end, and this red one. It's beautiful and remarkable. I think the formula is great. I think I've seen this on sale already. So if you see it on sale, I think this is great because it brings out some, especially on people with my skin tone, you can get some really dark, smoky autumnal looks. And this is great if you're wanting more of that autumn, fall feel. You're going to get it from there. You're going to get the same thing from this, but the price point is going to pinch. It's expensive, it's $129, but I have two other Natasha Denona palettes. They're the 5-pan palettes. I cannot bring myself to spend $129 for 12 or 16 shades. I just can't do it. When they finally did these midi-size pans, 28 pans for $129, I'm like, okay, I love your formula, it's worth it, and now I get a lot of shades to play with. And I think out of all of the other ones that I've seen, I know I'm not going to use a Sunrise or the Sunset palette. I'm not going to use the Lila palette. I'm not going to use a lot of the other palettes that she's put out with as much regular use as I would this, because these have the sorts of shades in there. I mean, there are some in here that I've gouged already, accidentally, putting brushes in. I love this palette. Now, I think if you're going bang for your buck, the best way to go is this. I think the So Jaded palette is fantastic. And I do feel like it's big, it's a little bit bigger. It's not as big as the Jacqueline Morphe palette. That palette's big. I feel like they're put in here very thoughtfully. There's a lot of variety. The only two shades I know I'm not going to use are these two glitter shades here, because I have ended up with ColourPop glitter in my eyeballs before. It sticks pretty well until it doesn't, and then it's like, what's in there? I don't want to lose my eye, it's sharp. But I do feel like everything in here, and this is another great one if you're looking for fun looks that are going to take you all the way through fall and winter. Bang for your buck right here if you can find the Jackie Aina palette on sale. Yes, and this is one you're going to have to think about and go, do I really, will I use it, will I use it? I use it and I love it. All right, another thing, those three smash hits for me. Another thing that really surprised me that has been a smash hit for me, and I was kind of like, I don't know, is the Sephora, oh, I just lost the lid to one of these lipsticks. The Sephora Give Me More Lip Kit. I'm going to put that one down before I end up marking myself. By the way, this is the shade I'm wearing today. It's Flamingo Acid. It's one of the Mademoiselle lipsticks from Fenty. It's beautiful. I love it. It's the best. Now these two here, the Too Faced and the Charlotte Tilbury, I've used. All three of those have lived in my purse. The one lipstick that I haven't really been using is this one. It's one of the Sephora lip cream stains. And I think it's a beautiful shade. It's in Red Velvet. I love it. But the doe foot applicator and me, we don't get along very well. I'm never accurate with that. And with a deeper shade like that, I can't have it going outside of my lip line. So if you're going to use this, line your lips first, get close, use a lip brush to kind of finesse it to the very edges if you need it to. Now, the ones that have surprised me are these three right here. I was sure I wasn't going to be using this one from Sugar because it's so soft. It ends up, the bullet ends up breaking off. It ends up moving around and you get a lot of, gouges in the product from where it meets where the bullet gets pushed up against the inside of this metal container. I love the way they smell. I love the way they feel. Yes, that does happen, but I've been using this a lot. I've been having the same problem from the one from Milk. The Kush, I love this, but I realized if you look at it, you can see right here, there's a little line of where the whole bullet snapped off. I was so sad, it's just cracked. And then you also see little gouges up towards the top because I only roll it up as far as I need to apply it, but this guy's been living in my purse and has been seeing a lot of use. The other one, I'm almost halfway through the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I love this so much that it actually prompted me to get another. Now the gloss that comes in here from Incredible, it's okay. Not my favorite. I probably won't reach for it a lot. It would be like what I would wear on a no makeup day if I was wanting a glossy lip. But I probably won't finish this. But I feel like out of all of this, if there are only two things that I need to be persnickety with and have to have a certain look going on to use it, everything else I'm using all the time, I think that's a great value for $42. Let's talk some stuff I haven't really gotten into that much. I've used this twice. I'm so sad. I got it because I first didn't get it when it first came out because I'm like, I don't wear yellow eyeshadow. What am I thinking? And then that Naked Honey palette debuted and I was like, oh, wow. I don't know that I want to spend the, what is it, $49 on that. I maybe want to get some of these shades, use them with other browns I already have in my collection and get some similar looks going on. And I have done that. I'll tell you, this bottom row here is my favorite. I do also love this shade called Queen Bee and this one here called Stinger. Those are the ones I use the most. There is also a pressed glitter in here, which I will never use on my eyes, but I need to use this more. I've only used it twice. Another thing that I did, I'm going to throw all here they are, is I picked up a curated collaboration. Messy Jessie is one of my favorite ColourPop YouTubers. She does a lot of YouTube videos, but I love her ColourPop videos so much. I love her swatches. I just think she's great. So when they collaborated with Messy Jessie and she was able to pick some of her favorite shades and do a little curated set, I picked up the Super Shocks. And I will say out of 4, these are the 3 I haven't used. This is Ritz. I have used this. I'm sad I haven't used these more. I've had them for like 6 weeks. They're really good. I love ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I love, especially these more metallic shades are perfect just tapped over the eye. I don't ever feel like I need to spend the $25, $30 odd dollars for the Hourglass Scattered Light or the Marc Jacobs Sequins or the Natasha Denona lid toppers when I can use something like this. It's only $6 a piece. So I'm definitely gonna leave these where I can see them. I think the shades are fantastic and I do love the formula so much, but shame on me for not using them more. Let's talk about some stuff that really didn't do it for me. The first thing I'll say here is this little guy from Charlotte Tilbury. It doesn't even say on the back, like it doesn't say here what the name of this product is, but this is one of the new items she debuted with her Airbrush Flawless Foundation. And there was this is supposed to be a peach toned corrector that you can use under the eye or other places on your face that you need to cover hyperpigmentation, purple colors like for right down in here. And I've tried this in so many different ways and it's kind of an expensive product. I don't remember what it is. I'll make sure to leave the price for you on the screen. This is the lightest shade they have. This is the shade Fair. And you can really see that it's very peach tone and my hands are way darker than my face. So the problem I've been running into is this. It's emollient. That's fine. I like emollient things under my eyes. But with all of the under eye creams that I already use on my face, when I put this on, I don't feel like it actually stays where I put it. Then I need to put a concealer over it because this on its own is too peachy. So I start putting concealer and start tapping with my finger, using a brush, using a sponge. I've tried every single thing I can think of. I put this on before foundation, before concealer, after concealer, different ways to apply it. I have not figured this out and it really frustrates me. I love deeply with my whole heart so many Charlotte Tilbury products. I'm sure you've picked up on that. Yes, I have drunk the Charlotte Tilbury Kool-Aid, but this has been a conundrum for me. I can't get it to work. And I don't know, something else that has been a fail for me. These guys have been great. These are the blush sticks from ColourPop. I think they're fantastic. I have Mic Drop and Mini Me. They're beautiful. They look gorgeous. The light sticks, on the other hand, they make Super Shock highlighters that are better than this. They make pressed highlighters that are better than this. These are nice. Do you need them? No. These are nice. Do you need them? No. But these work better than these. And the two shades that I have Star Bright and Earth, and they're both pretty shades, but all right, so one thing that I recently did a video on, and I love half of this palette so much, but there is one thing now that I've used it more than once or twice that I need to tell you about. It's this. It's the Metamorphosis palette from Jouer. When I saw this palette, I was like, oh, so pretty, I want it. Because I really recently have been preferring minimal number of eyeshadows in a palette. So you have a glowy blush, a beautiful highlight, and then 6 shades, only one of which here is metallic. You've got a really nice sized mirror in here. The packaging is pretty. It works really well together. The one thing that's silly is they give you this little teeny tiny uber baby brush that is good for nothing. So it's sitting here on the table. But I will tell you, these two products here, so pretty, so gorgeous, so worth your time. I wish I could say the same about the shadows. Now, I've used the shadows with primer, without primer, and they faded both times. They faded so much faster without primer. But I did find that this shade here, this darker brown, was a little bit more difficult to blend. And that this metallic shade here was a little bit drier feeling than these two other face shades. Overall, I think it works. If you are expecting to get an 8-hour day out of it, you will. But if you want like 12 to 14 hours, you want to put your makeup on in the morning, go to work, get your whole day done, and then go out to dinner and maybe spend time with friends or your family, you're going to need to touch up your eye look because these shadows fade. I wish they lasted a little bit longer. I love the shades. I love that we have more cooler plummy tones and more warm brownie tones. I love the look of this palette. I love the way that it's laid out. I love that there's a minimal number of shades in here. And I got a really pretty look with it, but they fade. So touch it up or don't get it because you know you need them. It's going to last just a little bit longer. This has been one of the biggest surprises for me. This is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I love this. This is the shade Fair. It's the lightest shade they have. If you are fairer than me, it may not work for you. What I love about this is that on days that I want to wear a very minimal amount of makeup, I don't want to do like the whole rigmarole. I want to do just a little concealer under the eyes to cover up the redness in the corners of my nose, put on a little bit of powder, a little bit of blush or bronzer, brows and mascara, and a tint on my lips, and I'm out the door. That takes me like 3 or 4 minutes to do. And this is what makes it possible, because as I start tapping it out, I don't get that real harsh line of demarcation. I know it says complete coverage. No, what does it say? Yeah, complete coverage. I'd say it's medium to full, but more medium full as opposed to full to like complete total spackle. I feel like it's definitely a step down from the coverage you'd get from the Jouer Essential High Coverage Concealer. This does have coverage to it, but it doesn't completely blank out, and you can see them here, my under eye circles. Other ones do a little bit better in that, but this blends so nicely that it's hard to tell, like you can see it here, from where it is to where it blends into the rest of my skin. And if you want something you can quickly put on and not really have to baby, this is your concealer. It's nice. It's also very hydrating. It doesn't leave me dry or crepey down here. It's fantastic. I love Cookie. This is a beautiful highlight. I am wearing it today. It does have a lot of shine to it, and I do think that it is a beautiful highlight. I probably should use it a little bit more, but it's really great, and I definitely recommend it. One of the ones that I've been absolutely gaga for has been this. I love all the powders in here, but the highlight in here, oh my goodness, the highlight. It's so pretty. It's one of the strobe powders in iridescent strobe light. It's so beautiful. It's not too much. Now, I'm almost 45. God, I'm just a handful of months away from that. I know I've been saying it for a long time, but a lot of that is if I say it, I won't have a meltdown and cry. I'm 40, I'm 5 when it comes to my birthday. But these powders in here, these powders. Now, you know I love Hourglass. I feel like they do powders right, but these powders here have been my favorites. They do have my favorite all-time shade right here in diffuse light. They have dim light. They have that iridescent strobe. They have a bronzer. And these three shades that are on the bottom of the palette are specific only to this holiday season, so you're not going to be able, they may release them later, I don't know. But these guys here are really limited edition shades that are for the palette for this holiday season. And they're beautiful. I think they work well. They make my skin look healthy, not greasy, not glowy, not shiny, just lovely. I've used all of these shades on the eyes and it gives a really nice, cohesive, very soft look. I definitely recommend that palette. All right, let's talk foundation. So in the last couple of months, I've picked up 3 different foundations, 2 from Laura Mercier, 1 from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. It's a nice foundation. I like it. My favorite one from Charlotte Tilbury is still the Light Wonder. I think that one's just the best for my preferences for being very lightweight, looking very skin-like, and being a little bit glowy. This is matte, but it's more of a demi-matte. It's not like a full-on, like, you put it on. It's not like the Kat Von D matte foundation. It's not like the Huda Beauty that's like, whoa, that's a foundation. This is definitely more lightweight. It does set quickly, so I only add it to places and then blend, and then add it to more places and then blend, because if you dot it all over and then start to blend over here, by the time you get over here, it's gonna be hard to move around. But I do think it's a very nice one. Between this and the Flawless Fusion from from Laura Mercier, I would recommend this. I feel like they're both supposed to be long wear matte foundations. They both look good on the skin, but on me, this one lasts a little bit longer and it looks a little bit more natural. It's not completely like a flat matte, it's more like a demi matte. It's very, very nice. My favorite out of all 3 happens to be the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. It's a long name, I had to look. I have, and weirdly enough, these are both the same shade. They are 1N1, the shade is cream. They look in the bottle a little bit different when you put them out on your hand. This one is just a hair warmer. They both work really well on me. But I love the look of this because it is glowy, it is sheerer, it is more lightweight, but it does give me enough coverage and it makes my skin look really pretty. And I'm looking forward to using this more now that the weather is cooling off, especially where I live. I've been wearing a lot of long sleeve sweaters and it's definitely time to wear more dewy radiant. I couldn't do a lot of that in the summertime because it was just melting. All right. Is that, oh, not everything. 2 things and we're done. Okay. Powders. My heart belongs to the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in Pound Cake. Now I can't use this everywhere. I use it with a damp sponge and I only press it in across where I have very visible pores. I picked this up from Mel Thompson. I love her. She's one of my favorite YouTubers and she swears by this. And I was like, really? Really? So I got some and you know what? It works really well. And it really does help to minimize the look of my really big, large and in charge pores. It does make them look very much less noticeable. It does set me down in through here. And since I do have a lot of oils that crop up in through here, this really helps keep everything set without breaking down. The last thing I want is foundation on my nose, corners of my nose breaking apart, and this keeps that from happening. The other powder that I have recently picked up is from Jouer. This is called their Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. I love this. It's really, really, really nice. I've already started to lose the embossing on the top. It's a more firmly pressed powder. It does remind me of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless powder, which is a really nice powder. And I did one day use Charlotte Tilbury under one eye and this one under the other. They're remarkably the same. Now, you only get 6 grams of product with this. You get 8 in the Charlotte Tilbury, but Charlotte Tilbury is still more expensive if we're looking price per gram. This is $5 per gram and Charlotte's product is $5.60 odd cents per gram. So you are getting a little bit more of a bargain here, but yeah, doesn't matter. Point is, this is a lovely powder. It looks great, not just under my eyes, and that is kind of like make or break. I cannot put this under my eyes. I put this under my eyes and it makes me look like I'm a decade older than I am. This looks beautiful under the eyes. You don't need a lot of it. It sets and it looks lovely. It also looks good all over the rest of the face, but I particularly think it shines, especially now that I'm getting older, in my under eyes. It really makes them look nice, natural, soft, and it doesn't look dry or cakey or flaky or like, oh, what happened down there? All right, so those are the things that the update on how everything is going. There was a lot. I should have done one of these before, but I'll try and be better in the future. It's nice to kind of go back and to look at all and just say, yes, yes, oh, no, 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 not at all. First impression is one thing, but being able to sit down and to say, yes for this, a double yes for this, and a save your dollars. It's not what it's supposed to be, or it's not what it was meant to be. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've had any products recently that have been fantastic for you, or ones that have been kind of a letdown. I'd be very curious to know what that is, or if you have any questions about anything I've been talking about here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you again soon.